Hello, welcome to John Byrne favorite story tag video. Thank you, Tim Hollow Mouse, for tagging me. I believe he tagged Vin Crew, Comic Hoarder, and me, of course, and somebody else. I don't have the computer on in front of me to name the other person, but I'll put a link below to his original video in case you want to know who has been tagged and not tagged yet. Favorite John Byrne story? That's a tough one. There are many. I thought about it last night after I found out I was tagged. Certainly the one that Tim picked for his video was something that I wouldn't expect to hear from many John Byrne fans. But I agree with Tom. That is a unique yet touching and wonderful story. And I can see why he would pick that one. For me, I thought about it last night, and sure, there's I can almost guess what other people will pick. But for me, I decided that I will go way back to this book, X-Men 109. He did not have the credit here as co-writer of the story, but as we all know, shortly after this book, a few issues later, they started to put him and Chris Claremont as co-plotters. But coming on to the X-Men in 108, just one issue, and by 109, introducing a Canadian character, I think has a lot to do with John Byrne, his ideas, his plot. It's not a secret that Dave Cockrum and Chris Claremont was not a big fan of Wolverine. So for John Byrne to come into this book at this early stage of his involvement with the X-Men and exert his influences on this title at this the early stage, set up what became the next couple of years as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Bronze Age comic book run of all time, at least for me. So it's set up a chain of events that allow him to bring in the forefront Wolverine, to showcase Wolverine more because of his Canadian background, and of course allow John Byrne to introduce the Alpha Flight and many other things. I guess, like I said, the collaboration between Chris Claremont and John Byrne would not have resulted in this wonderful run if John Byrne was just an artist. If John Byrne just show up and draw whatever Chris had in mind, I do not think we would have such a great run as we had. I give a lot of credit to the combo of both of them, but no doubt this is the beginning of the greatest run, in my opinion, in the Bronze Age, and I love this book. It's a short story. It's one of those few John Byrne, Chris Claremont one-shots kind of storyline where there's not an arc to it, multiple issue arc like what you have later with the Savage Land, the Proteus, Dark Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past. But this is the copy I bought at my very first convention. At my very first convention in 1983, 84 actually. I'm sorry. I bought this book, and John Byrne was a guest at this little convention at the Holiday Inn's Hotel in Albany, New York. And I remember I was so excited to go to the convention. It's my first ever to see John Byrne, and I was able to scrounge up enough cash to buy. I bought 3 books total at that con, and this is one of them. And I got John Byrne. I have shown this before in many other videos, but there was nobody in line. John Byrne was sitting there by himself, doodling away, and I got him to sign right there. The young me was too shy to sit down and talk to my dream artist at the time. The young me was too timid to ask for a sketch or to do anything. All I could do was put the book in front of him and say, "Can you please sign it, sir?" And he asked, "Where would you like to sign it?" And I said, "I don't know, wherever you see fit." And Mr. Byrne himself told me the proper place to put a signature is on the splash page and not the covers. And he signed it, and I said thank you and walked away. To this day, I wish I had that moment again to do a lot more than just that 30-second encounter with John Byrne. So yes, if you have not read X-Men 109, I highly recommend it because it's a wonderful introduction of Vindicator, Weapon Alpha, as they call him here. It's wonderful art, wonderful short story, but the historical significance to me is what make it special, because it's ushered in John Byrne as a co-creator, the co-plotter of this great run. As far as tagging, I will tag X Collector X, Gary. I will contact him. He's a big John Byrne X-Men fan, so hopefully he will have a good video. And another person that may have a good opinion is Sandman Logan 5. So for now, that's it, and thanks Tim for the tag, and I look forward to see other YouTube videos on this John Byrne favorite story tag. Bye bye.